The glass slipped. Orange juice flew in the air. And in front of 300 guests, it splashed all over the rich bride's white designer dress. Mia froze. The music stopped. Everyone looked at her. The young waiter stood there, his hands shaking, his face pale. I'm so sorry, ma'am, he whispered. It was an accident. Mia turned slowly, juice dripping from her dress. She stared at him with pure hatred. You ruined my wedding, she shouted. You useless nobody. And in the corner of the hall, a camera kept recording every second. The hall was like a palace. Crystal lights. Flowers everywhere. Soft music. Guests in shiny clothes. Mia was the center of it all. Rich. Beautiful. In a custom dress that cost more than the waiter's yearly salary. She walked between the tables, smiling like a queen. Her groom, Daniel, walked beside her, holding her hand. Waiters moved around with trays of juice and snacks. One of them was Eli. Eli wore a simple black uniform. His shoes were old. He had fixed them with glue himself. He had started this job only 2 weeks ago. He needed money. His little sister was sick. His mother worked as a cleaner. That night, Eli kept telling himself, "Don't mess up. Don't drop anything. Don't lose this job." He held the tray tight. His hands were a little sweaty. The crowd made him nervous. Mia laughed with her rich friends. "Did you see her dress?" One friend whispered. "It's custom from Italy," Mia said proudly. "Most people here can't even pronounce the brand." They all laughed. Just then, Eli passed behind Mia with the tray of juice. A child ran across the hall. He bumped into Eli from the side. Everything happened in 1 second. The tray tilted. Glasses crashed. Cold juice flew forward. And hit Mia's dress. The hall went silent. Mia looked down at the orange stain spreading on the white fabric. Her face changed from joy, to shock, to pure rage. Daniel stepped back, eyes wide. Eli dropped to his knees. "I'm so sorry, ma'am," he stuttered. "A kid pushed me. Please, I didn't mean." Mia screamed, "Are you blind?" People stared. Some grabbed their phones. The wedding videographer, Grace, already had her main camera pointed at the couple. Her assistant also held a smaller camera, capturing everything. Mia walked toward Eli. "Stand up," she snapped. Eli slowly stood. His hands shook. His eyes were wet. Mia wiped her dress with her hand, smearing the juice more. She looked Eli up and down. "Look at you," she said, her voice full of disgust. "Do you even know how to walk with a tray? Who hired you? You can't even carry juice. Are you that stupid?" Eli lowered his eyes. "I am really sorry, ma'am," he whispered again. "Please don't be angry. I need this job. My sister is in the hospital. I will pay for the dress. I will work extra hours. Please." Mia laughed. "You will pay?" she said loudly. "With what? Your cheap shoes? Your broken phone?" A few guests laughed with her. Mia took another step closer. "People like you," she said, pointing a finger in his face, "should stay far from people like me. You don't belong in places like this. You are nothing. Do you understand? Nothing." Eli's eyes filled with tears. His throat hurt. But he stayed silent. "Say it," Mia demanded. "Say you are nothing." Daniel frowned. "Mia, that's enough." "Stay out of this, Daniel," she snapped. "He ruined my dress on my wedding day." Eli swallowed. "If I lose this job," he whispered, "my family will have no money this month. Please. I'm begging you." Mia turned to the manager, Mr. Carter. "Fire him. Right now," she ordered. "I don't want to see his face at my wedding." Mr. Carter looked torn. "Mia, it was an accident," he said softly. "We can give him another chance." She glared at him. "Then I will never book your hotel again," she said. "And my father won't either. You know how much business we give you." Mr. Carter fell silent. He turned to Eli. "I'm sorry, Eli," he said quietly. "Take off your uniform. You can go." Eli's shoulders dropped. "But, sir," his voice broke. "Please." Mia raised her voice again. "Get out," she said, "before you spill something else." Everyone watched. Some guests looked away, embarrassed. Some smiled like it was a show. In the corner, Grace's camera kept rolling. Her assistant's small camera also captured everything. And one teenager who was bored started recording on his phone too. Eli wiped his eyes quickly. He took off his jacket and handed it to Mr. Carter. He walked out of the hall in his worn shirt and old shoes. Head down. Eyes red. If you were in his place, what would you do? As the door closed behind him, Mia took a deep breath. "Finally," she said. "Now can we enjoy the night?" But what Mia did not know was that her words were not finished. They were just beginning. Because her cruelty was all caught on camera. The wedding continued. The DJ turned the music back on. Guests started talking again. The hall tried to forget what happened. But some people could not. Daniel stood near the stage, his jaw tight. He pulled Mia aside. Why did you talk to him like that? He asked. You didn't have to humiliate him. Mia rolled her eyes. Daniel, it was his fault, she said. He ruined my dress. Do you know how much it cost? And he's just a waiter. It's not like I shouted at a guest. Daniel looked at her, confused. Just a waiter. He repeated. He is a human. He begged you. He said his sister is sick. Mia crossed her arms. He's probably lying, she replied. People like that always make sad stories. Don't be so emotional. Daniel looked at her for a long second. Something inside him felt cold. But Mia turned away, smiling as she walked to her rich friends. Did you see his face? She said, laughing. He almost cried. Poor thing. Her friends giggled. One of them whispered, You were too harsh. Mia shrugged. If they're paid to serve, they should do it properly. On the other side of the hall, Grace, the videographer, sat with her assistant, Noah, checking the footage on a laptop. Noah frowned. We recorded everything that happened, he said. All the shouting. The close-ups. The words. Everything. Grace watched the screen. They saw Eli begging. Mia's angry face. Her finger in his face as she said, You are nothing. Grace felt a sting in her chest. This is bad, she whispered. Really bad. Noah bit his lip. Should we delete it? He asked. Or keep it? Grace thought for a moment. Well, she said slowly, we can't add this part to the official wedding video, of course. But we should keep a backup. Just in case there is a problem later. The cameras were on. We just did our job. Noah nodded and saved the file as raw_12_juicescene.mp4 in a special folder. He also copied the clip onto a small USB, just as a backup. He did not know that this tiny USB would soon change everything. Outside the hotel, Eli sat on a low wall near the parking lot. The rain had started lightly. He held his phone and called his mother. She picked up with a tired voice. Eli? Beta, how is the wedding job? Is it good? Eli's eyes filled again. Amy, he said softly. They fired me. There was a long silence. Fired? She whispered. Why? What happened? He tried to stay strong. I made a mistake, he said. I spilled juice on the bride. She was very angry. Did you say sorry? His mother asked. Yes, he replied. Many times. But she still made them fire me. In front of everyone. His voice cracked on the last word. On the other side, his mother's heart broke. She knew her son. He was careful. He was kind. It's okay, she said, trying to sound calm. Allah will see. Maybe there is something better for you. Don't cry in front of them, okay? Eli wiped his tears. I'm not crying, he lied, even as a tear rolled down. He ended the call and sat there in the rain. He looked back at the big hotel building. Inside, people laughed, ate, and danced. Outside, a young man with a broken job and a sick sister sat alone. Have you ever seen someone treated like this in real life? Back inside, the teenager who had recorded the scene on his phone sat with his cousin. Bro, look at this, he said, replaying the video. That bride is wild. She really called the waiter nothing. His cousin watched with wide eyes. This will go viral, he said. People love this kind of drama. The teen hesitated. Should I post it? He asked. Is that wrong? His cousin shrugged. She didn't care when she shouted at him, he answered. Why should we care if people see who she really is? They both looked down at the phone. At Eli's wet eyes. At Mia's cruel words. The boy opened a social media app. He typed a caption. Rich bride humiliates poor waiter on her wedding day. Is this okay? He posted it. At first, nothing happened. Then, likes started to appear. Then comments. Then shares. No one inside the hall knew. Not yet. Later that evening, the wedding planner announced. Dear guests, please take your seats. We are going to play a surprise video of Mia and Daniel's love story on the big screen. Lights dimmed. Guests clapped. Mia smiled and held Daniel's hand. This will be perfect, she whispered. Grace connected her laptop to the projector. She opened the folder with the pre-wedding video. But Noah looked confused. Grace, he whispered, why is this file here on the main folder? I thought I put it in backup. On the big screen behind them, the first frame appeared. It was not flowers. It was not childhood photos. It was Eli. On his knees. Juice on the floor. Grace's eyes widened. No, 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 she whispered, trying to stop it. But it was too late. The sound of Mia's voice filled the hall. You are nothing. Do you understand? Nothing. Everyone turned to look at the screen. And then, they turned to look at her. Nobody expected what would play next. The hall went dead silent. On the screen, the whole scene played out. Eli begging. Mia's finger in his face. Her words cutting through the air. You don't belong in places like this. You are nothing. The camera zoomed on Eli's wet eyes. His shaking hands. His crushed face. Then it showed her. Angry. Proud. Cold. Some guests gasped. Others covered their mouths. One aunt whispered, Ya Allah. Mia stared at the screen, frozen. Turn it off. She shouted. Turn it off right now. She ran towards the stage, her dress dragging on the floor. But the video continued. It showed Eli taking off his uniform jacket. Showed him walking out while people stared. The last frame was him pushing the door open. And then the screen went black. All eyes turned to Mia. No one clapped. No one smiled. Her face was red. Her hands shook. Who did this? She screamed. Who put this on the screen? This is a mistake. Grace stepped forward, her voice shaky. Bride, I'm so sorry, she said. I don't know how that clip came into the main folder. It was supposed to be backup only. But, the file name got mixed. It played by accident. Mia's eyes burned with anger. How could you show this in front of my guests? She yelled. You ruined my wedding. Someone from the crowd shouted. No. You ruined that boy's life first. Mia turned, shocked. It was an older woman. One of the guests. Her voice was firm. Another guest added. We all saw how you treated him. That was cruel. Mia looked around. She saw judgment in their eyes. She saw disappointment. She saw disgust. Her rich friends who had laughed earlier now stayed quiet. They did not want to be on her side anymore. Daniel stepped up to the microphone. He took a deep breath. Mia, he said softly, but everyone could hear. Is that really you? Is this the person I'm marrying? Mia's heart dropped. Daniel, it was just a waiter, she said. Why is everyone making this so big? It was a small thing. A small thing? Daniel repeated. You ruined his job. You made him say he was nothing. You were proud of it. He shook his head. When we met, he continued, I thought you were kind. I thought your heart was beautiful. But what I saw today, that's not kindness. That's pride. That's cruelty. Mia felt her knees weaken. Tears filled her eyes now. I was just angry, she said. My dress. It's not about the dress, Daniel said. It's about how you treat people who have less than you. A murmur moved through the hall. Mr. Carter, the manager, stepped on stage too. He looked ashamed. I also did wrong, he said. I fired Eli when he begged for his job. I was scared to lose your family's business. I forgot that he is a human being. Not just a worker. He turned to the guests. Eli lives in a small room near the hotel, he said. He supports his sick sister and his mother. He works double shifts. He never complained. He made one mistake. And we crushed him for it. Mia covered her face with her hands. She began to cry. Suddenly, a young staff member ran in from the back. Sir, he told Mr. Carter, Eli is still outside. He didn't leave yet. He's sitting near the parking lot. All eyes turned to the door. Daniel spoke into the mic. Call him in, he said. In a few minutes, Eli walked slowly into the hall. He looked confused. His shirt was a little wet from the rain. He stopped at the entrance, seeing all the eyes on him. What happened? He asked. Daniel walked down from the stage and went to him. In front of everyone, Daniel did something no one expected. He folded his hands. I'm sorry, he said to Eli. For what happened to you tonight. You didn't deserve that. Not from my bride. Not from anyone. Eli stared, shocked. I don't understand, he said. Mr. Carter came next. Eli, he said, his voice full of regret. I am truly sorry for firing you. It was wrong. You are a good worker. If you can forgive me, I want you to come back. Not only as a waiter. As a senior staff. With better pay. Gasps spread in the hall. Eli's eyes filled again. But this time with different tears. Mia stood there, shaking. Daniel turned back to her. Mia, he said, there is one more thing. I cannot pretend I didn't see this side of you. I cannot spend my life with someone who thinks poor people are nothing. Mia's heart stopped. Daniel, no, she whispered. Please don't do this. Not today. Not in front of everyone. If I stay silent now, he said, then I am part of it. I am not ending this to punish you. I am ending this because I need to respect myself. And respect others. Even if they are waiters, or cleaners or drivers. The hall was completely silent. Mia dropped to her knees. Tears rolled down her face. I'm sorry, she cried. I was wrong. I was selfish. I was proud. I shouldn't have treated him like that. Eli, please, please forgive me. She looked at Eli with desperate eyes. For the first time that night, she was the one begging. Eli looked at her. He remembered her words. You are nothing. He remembered his mother's voice. Allah will see. Maybe there is something better for you. He took a slow breath. Madam, he said softly, I forgive you. Not because what you did was small. It hurt me a lot. But I forgive you because I don't want to carry this pain forever. I want to move forward. Mia cried harder. Thank you, she whispered. But forgiveness did not erase the karma. Her image was still on that screen in everyone's mind. And soon, it would be on everyone's phone too. By the next day, the video from the teenager's phone had gone viral. Millions of people watched the rich bride calling the waiter, nothing. Comments flowed. Never treat people like this. Money can buy a dress, not a heart. Respect waiters. They work harder than you think. Mia faced huge hate online. Brands she worked with pulled back. People unfollowed her. She stayed at home, broken, thinking about every word she had said. She started volunteering at shelters. She began visiting hospitals where poor patients could not pay. She listened to their stories. Slowly, she understood what real pain was. She tried to change, not to fix her image, but to fix her heart. Eli, on the other hand, got support. People donated for his sister's medical treatment. Mr. Carter increased his salary. Grace helped him apply for a course in hotel management. 1 year later, Eli was not a simple waiter anymore. He was a supervisor. He trained new staff. Whenever he saw them shaking with fear, he said, Don't worry. Everyone makes mistakes. You are not nothing. You matter. Sometimes, late at night, Mia would watch that viral video again. She would see her old self. And she would cry. Because that day on her own wedding night, she lost her dress, her marriage, and her pride. But she gained something too. She saw who she really was. And she decided to never be that person again. No one is nothing. The real test of your character is how you treat people who can do nothing for you.